What's a day like today like?
We just stuck with our routine. Watched film, trying to make sure that we continue to get better in this series.
And it seemed like everyone who seemed like there was good attendance. That's a good sign for tomorrow?
Yeah, everybody got their treatment, rest. Today is another day of rest and recovery. I think everybody knows on both sides, you know, what to expect tomorrow.
Coach, a couple for you. First of all, in regards to what you expect tomorrow, is there an expectation of a reinvention, or is it pretty much what you saw in Game 3, or maybe even a fusion of that?
Yeah, I don't know. You have to continue to try to get better as the series goes on. There'll be two extremely desperate, urgent teams, and that's what it's all about, you know, in the playoffs.
And then the other question was, I was kidding Ronnie last night on postgame that we've run out of superlatives and adjectives to talk about Tyler Hero. And
Yeah.
of course, you cleared the path for us because he's got to give him rookie humility, tongue in cheek. But what is the best way to describe what we're seeing? I mean, literally, even Dwayne co-signed the fact that it was nice having the rookie scoring record for 16 years that was moved by 10 points.
Yeah, I mean that you put it in that kind of context. You know, that makes you recognize that you know, he is uncommon, but you know, he puts in a great deal of work. He's coachable. He's at it every single day. Even today, you know, the pre-practice group, he was in there before. The head coach even got in there today, getting in his work. But that's not something that he's changing, you know, just because of people are noticing now. This is who he's been all year long.
Erik, I guess with Bam, where does he stand with that left arm, wrist, or shoulder? Can you sort of fill us in on that? Apparently, he said it was aggravated from a previous injury.
Yeah, he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Was he able to work in your practice today?
He was able to work extremely intensely in our film session.
Okay, no work on the court. And was there any kind of testing required or done on that?
A lot of ice.
Can you just fill us in? Is it a wrist? Is it a shoulder? Is it an arm?
It's a little bit of everything. This is a physical series. He'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you, Erik.
All right, Barry, go ahead.
Hi, Erik. What did you see from Solomon that led to your decision to use him last night? Anything in practice last couple weeks? And how tough a call is it to go only 3 deep off the bench? Your team obviously is very well conditioned, but did that concern you at all in terms of stamina?
Our guys are in great shape, but I also have respect and confidence in everybody on our bench. It might be a little bit different tomorrow. That's just the way we went last night. Solo has really been working behind the scenes. You know, one of my favorite parts of this whole bubble experience is just seeing the guys work. And have a lot of opportunities, you know, with gym time and whether the guys have been in the rotation or not, they've really been putting in the time. And Solo has been one of those guys. You can see it. He's transformed his body. He's great shape. He's a veteran. So he's been in a lot of these experiences before.
Thanks.
Erik, the other night when you were asked about a particular defense, you said it's not necessarily about scheme, it's more about competition. If you'll indulge for just a second, maybe big picture on, you know, the data shows teams are using zone defenses, even if it's just a little bit more. The Lakers used it the other night to get back in it against Denver. You know, ultimately, what's the purpose of it? I know teams don't go to it for extended stretches, but what do you get out of it and the aim of a zone?
Yeah, Jeff, it's everybody's different. I actually didn't see that half of the game, you know, with the Lakers using it. For us, it's a scheme that we've used all season long. So it's some games we use it, some games we don't. It looked ridiculously bad in Game 3 We used it more last night, but we'll see what happens, in Game 5. But we're not just throwing it out there, in this series, not having used it during the season.
Hello, coach. First of all, in the 3 wins against Celtics, you have 3 different players as leaders. The game 1 was Bam, game 2 was Dragic, and game 4 was Tyler Hero. What it means about your effort and about your game and about
A couple points.
your approach on the game?
Yeah, a couple points. That's who we've been all year long. We've had a lot of different contributors and different leading scorers or multiple guys in double figures. That's just how we're built. We're not a team that, for better or worse, it doesn't mean anything. It's just we don't have a team where somebody's going to score 50. And then secondly, Boston's defense is really good. So you're going to have different guys step up, and based on that particular game, it might be different guys than the previous game. And that's what you've seen so far.
And about game 5, could we expect the same approach about game 4, because you have 7 players rotation. We expect something the same.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I need some more time to think about it.
Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Coach, you've been in many closing games in your career. What is different this year with this type of team compared to, for example, the last time you went so far in the playoffs?
I don't know. It's just different teams, different experiences. I just want to make, we want to give everything to this group and not compare them. This whole experience of being in the playoffs here in the bubble really has been extraordinary, and we're grateful to be a part of it. We're grateful to have this group together.
Thank you. Coach, the Wall Street Journal reported how both you and Brad Stevens have had a very close working relationship with Coach Crutchfield from Nova Southeastern, a small D2 school. As an NSU student myself, I was curious if you could talk a little bit about your relationship with Coach Crutch and what he has to offer in his program that you guys can imitate in an NBA team.
Well, he's local now, so I can't remember who mentioned him. Or if I heard him, I don't really remember, but since he was right up the road, we just decided to give him a call and see if he wanted to meet and talk shop. It was after our season 2 years ago where we didn't make the playoffs. We had a lot of time during the spring, and that was one of the visits we made, and he was really accommodating. I mean, obviously a terrific coach, but just a super nice guy, and his staff was awesome. We went up there and just talked shop for 5-6 hours. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, Coach. What do you remember about your sales pitch to Jimmy? And also, you guys keep saying you guys are made for the bubble, but for the no getting a haircut yet, Jimmy, why is he so made for this?
It's tough to say because nobody's ever experienced this. I just think you need some level of discipline and routine and mental toughness for this whole life experience. I think everybody, has, those things could help in a scenario like this, but there's nothing to compare it to. And then as far as that first meeting, it was great. We just felt like we were speaking the same language. We have the same shared values about competition, and if it works for us, we don't have to explain it. We don't have to apologize for it. And maybe, but at times we've been criticized for that, or he, who cares, but I'm just really grateful we got him.
Thank you, Coach.